Oh, it's been a year.
Okay, are you waiting for a relationship?
I'm waiting for marriage. So the reason why my last relationship ended because of me taking my faith more serious. So yeah, so I'm waiting until marriage.
So you're not having sex to get into your wedding night?
Yes.
Crack is cheap.
Kendra G had a call with a single mother who said that she wants to make you wait until marriage, but she already has a child. Let's go ahead and get into it.
What's your name, honey?
Ashley.
Ashley, where are you calling me from?
So
where do you live?
Georgia.
Is the question.
So I live in Arizona, but I'm visiting in Georgia.
Okay, but you live in Arizona.
Yes.
How old are you, love?
I'm 29.
29. What do you do for a living?
I'm in the Army.
Okay. You look good. I can tell you in shape.
Thank you.
Your skin looks good. Okay.
Thank you
Do you
so
have
much.
any kids?
I do. I have a daughter. She is 8 years old.
Have you ever been married?
Yes, I'm divorced. The first marriage don't count in the military.
It's a goddamn lie.
Why is that?
You know, it's the impulsivity of you find that one person and you think that is it. So you're eager, and you know, impulsivity leads to a lot of destruction.
The delusion of a lot of these modern women to believe that they can look into their past and say, my past really didn't happen. Ignore that. Veto that. You better believe that if you ever get in a divorce or you get a DUI, they're not going to let you erase it from your past. They're going to judge you, and they're going to consider you based off of those decisions. Let's go ahead and get back into it.
Are you officially divorced?
Oh, yes. 6 years. So
Okay, we got
way
it.
over.
All right. Ashley, Arizona, 29, Army. Mom to an 8-year-old, but she's divorced. What kind of man are you looking for, love?
A God-fearing man, someone that has a vision, that has a job, that's able to add value to my life, and not just sit at the church, but actually open up his Bible and read the word, and not just say he goes to church. And he needs to have a church home. So he needs to be God-led. And I don't want somebody that goes to the club or excessively drink. That's not what I'm looking for. I know what I want for my life, so he has to be able to lead and be a provider.
At least she's a actual practicing Christian. We don't see that often on Kendra G's show. Let's continue.
Ooh, let's break it down. So provider is you don't want to pay any bills?
Not necessarily, but as far as he can pay like the big bills, like the mortgage, I can pay the utilities and pitch in where I need to, but he doesn't need to depend on me. I understand that most people probably go to the TRICARE benefits. I'm not here to raise anybody or fall for potential. The only potential that I believe in is the 8-year-old that's in my house. Other than that, nobody else. I don't fall for potential at this age.
A couple of things you said I want to get clarity. What's TRICARE?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's our health care. So most people, because they either want the TRICARE benefits, sometimes they know more about the benefits than I do. So preferably nobody that's a military brat because they act like they know it all. And I want somebody that I can teach in a way and have that suspense. You know, I don't like to deal with know-it-alls.
Men aren't looking to be taught by you. That's a masculine trait. And again, to think that men are looking to date you for your benefits, that's also masculine. There aren't men out here looking for like women who's gonna make their life better or make their life stable or make their life easier. If you're dealing with those kind of men, I would ask you why. I would ask you why those are the kind of guys that you're involved with. It's on you. There are plenty of men in the dating market who aren't looking to deal with a woman to see if she has benefits. And there are plenty of men in the dating market who have a job.
Okay, and then you want to get married again?
I do. I believe in love. I believe in the structure of friendship and then marriage. I don't believe in boyfriend and girlfriend. I believe in that structure. That's the only covenant that God honors, and that's the only covenant that I see myself locked in.
Okay, another question is, provider, do you expect your new man to provide for your child?
Yes, I feel like she needs to be included. So, of course, I'm not going to stop my role as being a mom because that is my responsibility. But also, too, if he's going to accept me, my daughter is a 2-for-1 special. Yeah.
Any single mothers who might be tuning into this, don't say these type of things to men. We already know that we have to pay for your little mistake. Don't act like you need to let it be known, because all it does is create audacity that's going to create energy that's just going to make the guy want to go deal with a woman who doesn't have a child.
So he's not going to leave her out. He's not going to prioritize, say if he had a kid over her, or the favoritism. I'm not with it. My stepdad, he's very commendable. My mom had 4 kids prior to meeting him, and he made us feel inclusive. So I'm all about inclusiveness.
Okay. So we got clarity. Now, what are your deal breakers?
Someone that smokes, someone that drinks excessively, someone that doesn't have self-control, that lacks discipline, a cheater. Those are my deal. And a man that doesn't believe in God. I don't want an unbeliever.
Okay. Now, your daughter's father, is he active?
No, he got out of the military. He drives trucks now.
I meant active as a father to your child.
I will say this. On her birthday, he comes once a year. So if that counts, not necessarily, but I don't want to talk bad about him, but I guess he does what he can do.
Only reason I asked that.
Anytime you women come on here and say, I don't want to talk bad about my baby daddy, so I'm just going to leave it there, that's insulting as well. That's called an implication. Let's get back into it.
I have a follow-up question, because I already know how my show goes, right? So yeah. I know men will say you want a new man to provide for your child more than the biological father. And you want a new man to be, I guess, essentially a better father figure than her biological father. What would you say to that?
I would say this. You can never replace the role of a father, because she is always going to long for that relationship with him. So I'm not looking for someone to play stepdad. If you're coming into my household, you have to be able to have inclusiveness, and he pays child support. So I would give him the brownie points there. He does.
Using the word inclusiveness instead of saying he's a stepfather doesn't change the fact that he's a stepfather. And even though the father of your child pays child support, it doesn't mean that another man isn't probably going to have to pay significantly more for the child day to day because he's around the child more. Now we're going to act like you're not looking for a stepfather, even though you just said any guy who comes in has to pay for me and my daughter. But see, what black women must understand is that you can't say that you want a man to come in and take care of you and your illegitimate child, and try to say that you don't need someone to take care of you and your illegitimate child. It's really that simple.
Do that. So if that's what he's trying to replace instead of his presence, then I just have to deal with the consequences of my actions. And it is what it is.
Okay, fair enough. I love that we can have this conversation. Oh, yeah. You're articulate. Yeah. You can respond to everything. All right. Okay. You look good. Okay, fair enough. So your age range is what again? 27 to what?
39.
39. Could he have kids?
Yeah, I'll say 2 is max. 2 is max for me.
2 kids max. Yeah. All right. Now, what was your last relationship?
My last relationship was in February.
February, okay. Yeah. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Oh, it's been a year.
Okay. Are you waiting for a relationship?
I'm waiting for marriage. So the reason why my last relationship ended because of me taking my faith more serious. So yeah, so I'm waiting until marriage.
So you're not having sex to get into your wedding night?
Yes.
Crack is cheap.
Absolutely not, ma'am. You've already given your womb up to another man. I hate to have to use terms from back in the day that women find derogatory, but metaphorically speaking, you're a tainted woman. You've already given yourself up. Your body cannot be preserved in that way anymore. You can't try to recreate chastity or rejuvenate chastity that you already long gone sold. We're seeing this more in the black community than anything. Born again Christians saying that they now want a man to be celibate with them. Or they want a man to sit around and date them, and you're already post-wall and you want him to have rare money a lot of the times. You guys are saying 70K, but that's the new 100K because you know guys like me are going to react to you. So you say 70K. So you want a guy with good money, and you want him to orbit around you for months and months and months and date you and pay for your child on some occasion. you still haven't even put out for me. Come on now. Where does that ever happen anywhere?
So this man has to be a provider. Obviously, he has to accept you and your daughter, and you already have a child.
Yes.
And he's not going to have sex with you until your wedding night.
Yes.
Are you dating within the church? Don't churches have single ministries?
So I feel like most of the people in the church, they're just in the church, so their values do not align. Some of them,
so you want a man that doesn't go to church and believes in all this?
No, I want him to, be a believer of the word and not of the world. So
but you want to find him in the world. You just said you've had to find him in the world and not in the church.
No, I want him in the church, but I feel like I want him to be active in the church. Like I want him to actually read his Bible and not of the world with the L. And I want him in his word, because a lot of them just there to be present, or are playing the instrument to get attention and saying hallelujah, but not actually being what God calls them to be. They want to have their identity praised versus being praised by God, if that makes sense.
Well, let me just say to that, the first thing I said is, are you dating within the church? And then you said, well, you feel like the men in the church are just there for to praise God and of the world. But so you want to find a worldly man that's into church?
No, I don't want a worldly man. Sorry if it's confusing. I want a guy that's in the word. Like if he goes to church, because a lot of people just go to church just to say they go to church. I want him to be active, reading his Bible and following the principles of the Bible, and not just say that.
No, I get this. Here's the thing. I don't even like talking about religion too much, because I know once a person, like, I respect everybody's faith, right? So I'm not challenging you in that realm at all. What I am saying is, what you're asking for is, I think women got to understand this too. You're asking for a guy to, I'm quite sure you want to be some type of attractive, right? I know you say you don't got to be all like, you don't got to be Denzel Washington, Idris Elba, fine, but at least presentable enough for you to want to date him, right? So this presentable man who is going to be authentic, love on you, love on your daughter, and also want to abstain from sexual activity until your wedding night. I'm not God, nor do I pretend, so I'll never say nothing is impossible. But you want to meet a man that already feels that way, right? Yes. I don't know too many worldly men that are on that path.
All right, before I get into my commentary, I want to read a couple of comments from the comment section of this video, because I thought they were pretty good. The first one said, "This is officially the #1 platform for hypocrites." He's not lying, because this is like the third woman this week who has literally been a single mother and tried to hold a man to celibacy. This is borderline mad behavior.
Don't chase booty.
The next one says, "Ladies, stop this. I'm not looking for a man to play stepdaddy. Yes, you are looking for a stepdad. Stop lying to yourself." Again, if you've been a part of the black community, whether if you're a black man or a black woman, you've been hearing this since the 90s. I'm a package deal and yada, yada, yada. And then they turn around and try to act like that they're independent and you actually don't need to take care of them and that they already got them. My kid is good. But then they also want you to believe that at some point you're going to take care of that child at the same time. It makes no sense. The next one says, I respect her preferences, but this isn't the platform for that guy, respectfully. And Kendra G tried to tell her to go to church to date men, but they always find a reason to be upset about the options that are even in the church, because the problem isn't about men. The problem is that you don't really know exactly why you're losing in the dating market. A lot of times, black women either lean far into their education and their personal development when they don't know what time it is in the dating market, or they lean into religion, like this archetype. Either way, cringe as hell. Hit the subscribe button on your way out of the room. Also hit the notification bell if you like content just like this. I'll see you guys on the next one. Until next time.